Okay. Mm. Good morning to all. So this is Kirtana Rajendran. So I'm working as an assistant professor in KSR College of Engineering in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. Okay. Today we discuss the topic in Python. Under Python, we discuss in two topics. One is a file handling, and then another one is a exception handling topics. So before we move to, I will just share my screen. I think my screen is visible to all. Okay, super. Okay, before we entered in a programming paper, the first point is what is problem solving. So problem solving in the sense is the act of defining a problem or determining the cause of the problem or identifying or selecting alternatives for a solutions or then implementing a solution. So these things are problem solving in these things are a problem solving. So we just determining or identifying or implementing a alternative solution for a problem. So this kind of real time this kind of things we solved in a real time. Okay, so we just start in a introductions of Python. So Python is developed by Guvit van Rossum. Guvit van Rossum started and implementing in Python 1989. So Python is a very popular language in nowadays, and then it is the easiest one to comparing to another languages. The Python is very simple programming language, and then Python is one of the main advantage is Python is both interpreter and compiler language. So we already know that what is mean by interpreter and then compiler. So interpreter is nothing but translate program one statement at a time. So if we are just writing in a program in 1,000 lines, the interpreted language just executed in a code one by one. So that is the interpreter. So this is the main advantage of this interpreter is we can easy to debug if the line one is an we find out an error, we made a mistake in line 1, the interpreter can be stop at the line 1. So we can identify the bugs the compiler does not showing the errors in one by one because the compiler to run the all the programs at a time. If you're writing in 1,000 lines code, the compiler it's compiled to at a time in 1,000 line code, then showing to the 1,000 line errors. So we can't easy to debug in the state. So by Python can be provide both interpreter and then compiler statements. So this is the main advantages in Python. And then next, what is programming? Okay, we know that what is problem solving. So we know that what is problem solving. So the program, I mean, we know that what is problem solving. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, let's come to the point. So what is programming? So the programming is the process of creating a set of instructions that tell a computer how to perform a task. I think everyone understand, right? So programming is the process of creating a set of instructions to tell a computer how to perform a task. So it's given to a instruction to a computer. We just write in a instructions how to perform in a some work, how to perform some task. So we just interact. It is a interaction between a better we have to tell it is an interaction between a human and a computer. So this is the programming. So the main purpose we developing a programming for interaction between the computer and a human. So there is in a programming in three ways. One is in a structured programming or procedure oriented programming, that is example in C program. And then another one is a object oriented programming, that is Java. And then another one is a functional programming, so the that is JavaScript and Python. So the major difference between these things, structured or procedure oriented programmings like C program, we already shown the examples. So procedure oriented in the sense it's just set of instructions, they provide set of instruction how to perform write a program. So these kind of things are already built in a programming. So or sorry, so these kind of procedures, they making instructions and procedures to developing in a program. So that is structured or procedure oriented. So that is the example in C programming. And then object oriented, this is example in Java. So object oriented in the sense it's represent a real time objects. If you are writing in a function, we need to execute in this function, we definitely declare in objects. So based on that object, we have to access the entire programs through in these objects. So these kind of things is object oriented. And then functional oriented is a like mathematical operations, like it's based on that procedure and object oriented. This entire things is presented in these functional programming languages. And then Python is one of the example for functional oriented programming, because this JavaScript can do multi work. That is so that's why I mentioned here multi, and then Python multi. So these both languages doing in procedure oriented and then object oriented works. So that so this one is a functional programming. And then next one is a Python advantage and then disadvantage. So the Python advantages is this one is useful for machine learning work. And then NumPy, Pandas, libraries, there are n number of library files are available in Python programming. So these library files are very efficient to work in gaming industries and then data analytics field. And then there is two web frameworks is open source for Python programming language. That is, one is a Flask and then another one is a Django. We can use in a Flask web framework for developing a smaller kind of applications. And then Django is it's very efficient for developing a larger applications. So these are the main advantages in Python. So one disadvantages for Python, we just say that it does not suitable for mobile applications. It's not much suitable for developing in a mobile applications in this point of view. So there are few flavors I just present here. So one is C Python. So flavor in the sense we have to, I mean, we have to concatenate the two programming languages. That is flavors in Python. I just said. So one is a C Python and J Python, and then MicroPython, and then PyPy, Iron Python, Ruby Python, and then B Python. So in this C Python, it's just C programming along with Python. In this J Python, Java programming along with Python. Ruby Python, it's Ruby and then along with Ruby plus Python. So these things are very common. I mean, concatenation. The flavors. We have to interact in two programmings. So these are the Python. Sorry, these are the flavors are available in Python. So these are all the things is very useful in Python. If you are ready to study in Python, these are the things is very useful in Python. And then next is a versions in Python. So Python versions. There is three versions in currently available in Python. So one is a Python 1, and then another one is a Python 2 version, and then another one is a Python 3 version. These three versions is different in every stages. These three things are different. This is not a, so this is not a common thing for comparing to another versions, because this every version is separated. So currently we have to using in Python 3. So in this Python 3 there is 3.0, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4. These are the Python versions is available in this particular versions. So in this Python 1.0, there is 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. There is series in Python 1 versions. There is in a series in Python 2 versions. But these three version is completely different. This one to one. So we have to use in any versions. But currently we have to available in Python 3 versions for developing in a Python applications. So next is how to download a Python, Python ideally. So if you are using in a Linux OS, you have just mentioned sudo apt install Python 3.8 command. Just command your Linux machine sudo apt install Python. What version you need, you just mention here. And then next, if you are using in a Windows machine, you just download python.org website. Or else you are using in you don't have a laptop, you just try to online compilers. I just mentioned here programmix.com. There is n number of online compilers available in Python. You just use in programmix because it's very useful, easiest to comparing to all. And then if you're not using in Linux or Windows or an online compilers, you just use your I think everyone have a mobile phones, right? So we just install in your Play Store just Pyroid 3, QPython, Slowlearn. So these are the platform is very useful in mobile. I mean mobile IDE. So very useful for learning in Python. So you just I think this is one is very easiest to think Pyroid. So Pyroid is very easiest one. You can try it in Pyroid in three your mobile phones. So you can so whatever you using in Linux or Windows, your or online compilers or mobile IDs. So anyone, you just pick anyone. You have to try a few from the scratch. I mean simple programs for any one IDE. So based on that, your availabilities, your so you, your adaptabilities. So I think now we seen these just few basic things. So what is Python, and then who developed, and then what is the advantages in Python, and then what is the Python history versions, and then what are the what are the flavors available in Python. So and then what is programming languages, and then why we need that programming languages, and then what is problem solving. So these kind of basic things we seen now. And then we just move to our topic, that is files. And then files and exception handling. So this is the main concept to here. So first thing is, what is file? So files are named location on a disk or to store related informations. They are used to permanently store data in a non-volatile memory. Examples like hard disk. Nowadays, there is a n number of disks are available to storing a memories. So that is hard disk or a SSD. Solid state drive disks are available to store your files permanently. We store in a data in this hard disk and SSDs. These major difference in hard disk and SSD there. You have to just try to check what is SSD and then hard disk. So a volatile a volatile the RAM is a volatile. We just say that random access memory, it is a volatile memory. We just say that it is a volatile memory. In Python, a file operation takes place in this following order. So first one is a opening a file, and then second is read or write, that perform operations, reading a file or writing a file. And then third thing is a closing the files. So these are all the things not only in Python, in basic way. We just using in a file, the first priority is to open a file, and then second priority is whether we read or write in a file, or and then final thing is we just close the file. So this is the priorities to file concept. So in Python there is two types of files are there. So one is a text file, another one is a binary file. So the text file example is .txt, .talk, and .pdf. So these kind of extensions we just declaring a text file. And then binary files means images, video, audios. So these things are binary files. We just representing a two files. The first one is a text files, and then another one is a binary file. So another one is a binary file. So that the text files is one more time I'm example for .txt, .talk, .pdf. Binary file example is image, video, and then audio. So next, opening files in Python. Okay, so we just opening a file in Python. This is the concept. So in Python, there is in a built-in function is available to open a function in to open a function in files. So that is open function. If you need to open a file, you have to use in open function in Python. So that is open. So there is an example to here how to open a file in Python. I just mentioned this is the example for opening a file. F equal open and then test.txt. So this test is a file name. TXT is a extension of the file. So if you need to open a file in current directory, you just specifying the full path to here. F equal to open and then specifying the full path, like which folder you which place you uh, located, I mean the file is located in which place. So the that place you have to specify to here to opening a file. So this is the example for opening a file to using function. And then uh, and then we need to specify, we just open a file. There is in a options are there. If you need to open a file in Python, we just mentioned whether it is a read or write or append operation. If it is a read operation, we need to mention or. If it is a write operation, we just mention w, or append to a file, in the sense we just used to a. So these are the things are built in available in our Python files concepts. So we just use in these operations in our upcoming classes. So here I will just show you the file modes in text files. I just already told, I mean there is two file concepts are there. One is a text file and then another one is a binary files. So not only we just open or close, we just read or write. So these are the things is a simple info to accessing a files. If you using in Python, there isn't some built-in syntaxes are available. How to read a file, how to write a file, how to append a file. So these are the things are here. So first things, I just represent mode and descriptions. So or the first one is in a or. So or is a read operation. Uh, there is a description. Read operation file pointer will present at the beginning of the file. So these read operation very useful for to read a program. So this is present in beginning of the file. So I will show you some examples to read operations in next few minutes. You just listen the theoretical part. After I will show you the real time examples, I mean real time I will show you the execution part. Next is a w. Writing existing content of the file will be overwritten. So files not present, this will create a new file. So in this write mode, if it is the files is not present, this will create a new file. So that purpose we have to use in a write operation. And then a is a append mode. So it open an existing file for append operation if won't overwrite existing content, because it does not existing. Append in the sense is just opening the existing content, we just paste a new content, but it can't override existing content. So file not present, this will create a new file. So as it is same, uh, write also will be doing the file operation and then append operation satisfied in this same condition in one way. So the file present, this will create a new file. So this is the main common. This is common in both append and write operations, but one major difference in append and write operations, the write operations existing content of the file will be overwritten. So just clearly understand. the write operation, the existing content of the file will be overwritten. In append operation, it won't overwrite existing content. It won't existing the overwrite existing content. And then or plus, read and write data into the file and existing content will not get deleted. So or plus, in the sense, it's working in it's doing in both operations. One is a read operation and then another one is a write operations. And then the existing content will not get deleted. Then w plus, the w plus is to write and read the data from the file. So r plus is read and write, but w plus is write and read. It will override the existing content. So w plus, it will override the existing content, the same as it is w, but the w but the w is only for writing purpose. Its existing content will be overridden and the file not present, this will be creating a new file. But w plus doing both operations, that is write and read, and it will also override the existing content. Then a plus, to append and read data from the file. So append, so it is using for append operation, at the same time read data from the file. So it's doing like plus symbols will be doing in both operations, just mind it. Or or plus w plus a plus. So this is the major difference in or WA is doing in a single operations, or plus W plus A plus is doing in a multiple sorry, not a multiple, it's doing in two operations at a time. And then next one is a X is in the sense exclusive operation. If a file is already present, it will throw file existing error. So this is the exclusive operation. If the file is already present, it will be through the file existing errors. We are easy to understand whether the file is present or not. We easy to identify if you are using in exclusive operations, we easy to identify the files are present or not. And the next thing, the the file modes. So binary files. Still now you are seeing text files, and then now we are see binary files. So the in this text files and then binary files is not much, the modes will be not much difference, because there is the same or WA plus X. They things are there, but the binary files we just represent here B, extra B. We just add one extra B here. The same operations will be doing in this text files, that is RBWBAB. So RB is a read operation. File pointer will be present at the beginning of the file. So same work as it is the text files, and then WB, writing the existing content of the file, will be overwritten. The file not present, this will be creating in new files as it is the W in text file. We just add one extra B, that is we just represent it is a binary file, but the process will be is same as text files, but the modes will be different. So the binary files and the modes will be different. We just add extra B in a text binary files, but the descriptions are but the same are do will be RB is doing. So the things will be common, but the modes will be different. So that is the major part to here. Here I will show you the few examples. So f equal to open test.txt and f equal to open test.text comma w, and then f open image.dmp comma r plus b. Here test we just mentioned test.txt. It is equivalent to or rt, because if you are not mentioning any operations to here, it's automatically take it is a read mode. If you mentioning w, so write the text mode. So if you are mentioning w, it will be the test.text file is a write mode, we opening in a write mode. And then image.bmp r plus b. So r plus b is like read and write in a binary mode. So already we know that r plus is in r plus in text file, we just use for read and write operation. But here we mentioning b, so b is represent for binary mode. Next thing is closing a files in Python. So when we are done with performing any operations on the file, we need to properly close the file. Closing a file will free up the resources that we tied with the file. It does not. It is done using the close method available in Python. So in Python, as it is, we are opening a file in Python. We just using in a open function. If you are using, if you need to closing a file in Python, you close method to available in Python. So we already know that f equal to open test.txt. So perform file operation f dot close. So if you're opening in a file, f equal to open and then file name, we just mentioned the file name, and then this is the extension of the file. So if you need to close your file, you just f dot close function, you just need to mention f dot close. So before that, here there is an example, try and finally. So this is the exception handling we see before after file handling. So try and finally is a safer way to use your blocks. So that's why I just used to try and finally to here, try and finally. So f open test.txt and then finally f dot close. So your this is the best way to this is the best way to opening to processing a file. To processing file, the best way is the exception handling. So I will tell you after files what is exception handling. So the next one is a with statement. The with statement is best way to closing a file by using with the statement. The best way to close a file using with the statement. We didn't mention for every operation in a program. In a program, there is one functions is not there. There are n number of functions available in a application or developing a programs. So we go to mention in this every program, we go to mention in this every portions uh, uh, function dot close, function dot close, function dot close. We didn't mention like every functions. This is extended to code also, and then the time will be also extended. So but this is the better way we have to use with the statement. We didn't mention in every statement function dot close, we just use with the statement. So we don't need to explicitly call the close method, it done internally. So we have if we use in a with a statement, it internally it close. Once the operations will be, once the function or operations will be completed, it internally close the methods. So we don't use the method for entire functions. So writing files in Python. So with function. So here w is present. W, I mean, this is a with. This one is a with example. I mean, with statement example. So this is the syntax, like with open and then file name as f. So if you are using in with a statement, this is the syntax, just follow it. So f dot write, and then my file, my first file, and then f dot write this file, and then f dot write contains 3 lines. So we if you need to write a concept in this test dot text, you need to write a write function. So just remembering it, if you are using if you are opening a file, you have to use open function. If you are using to closing a file, you have to closing function. In this closing function, instead of, you have to use with the statement. And then if you are reading or writing a files, we have to using write modes are available in this file concept in Python. So after that, if you are mentioning, first thing is, if you are opening in a file, these files are opened in a write mode. If you need to writing things in this write mode in this file, you need to use write function also. So that is here, f dot write, f dot write, f dot write. So the f dot write my first file slash n, the slash n is representing a new lines. This present in every new lines in the I mean this presenting new lines. My first line is present in first line. This file is present in second line and contains 3 lines is present in third line. So we just creating a new lines. So that's why we declared in slash n to here. And then the next thing is reading files in Python. So the next thing is reading files in Python. Sorry. To read a file in Python, we must open the file in reading mode, that is R mode. I already told that. And then there are various methods available for the purpose. We can use the read size method to read in the size number of data. So in this R mode, we have to use read size. So here I will show you an example. F equal to open test.txt, so and then mention a comma R. So the test.txt is a R mode. So the R mode is representing a reading mode. The next, f dot read 4. This means in this text file, I just read the first 4 data. I think everyone understand, right? In this text file, before I created, just listen, before I created my first file, this file contains 3 lines. These lines are presented in this uh, test.txt file. So in I just mentioned read 4. So read before informed write function, right? Write function, why we have to use write function? To write a data. So if you need to write in a data in a text file or a PDF file or a document, you just use write function. As it is, you need to read a data from a text file or a PDF file, you need to use read function. So this is here. So read 4, I just mentioned the size of the method. I just using a read 4. So this 4 is taken from the first 4 data of the text file or a PDF file, whatever. But it's a file. Just remember it. It's reading the first 4 data. I mean, it's reading the first 4 data. And then if you need to again read another data, you just mention again 4. Again using f dot read 4. Again you using f dot read. So this will be So this will be print in another four options. Read 4 data. If you need to, not only 4, you have to use 2, 3, 4. So you have to mention the size, how many content you need to read. If you are just presenting f dot read in read method, so it will be print all the contents available in these text files, it will be displayed. And then next thing is a check method. And then next just I show you these few cursor moves. So one is a check method, and then another one is a tell method. So f dot tell, so f dot tell, and then f dot check. So the tell method get the current file position. So if you using there is a, so the these entire things is a functions, built-in functions. These entire things is a built-in functions. So we we currently saw I mean saw n number of not a n number of, we just saw a few functions like open function, close functions, write function, read functions, and then with the statements. So these are the entire things is a built-in functions. As the same way, some cousin functions to here, check method and then tell method. The tell method get the current file positions, and then the check method the bring file cursor to a initial position. So this is the work of check and tell method. I will show you the real time examples after. And then next one is a read line method. Currently I am telling what are the important methods we are doing in a real time, using in a real time. So I will just sharing these methods only. There is a number of methods are available, you have to go and verify it. So the next one is a read line. So the read line method to read individual lines of a file. This method read a file till the new line, including a new line characters. So f dot read line. So excuse me. F dot read line. This is my first file. F dot read line. This is file. F dot read line contains 3 lines. F dot read line. So this read line method to read individual lines of the file. It's read individual line in a text file. I will just telling the text file. So in a text file, there are 3 lines are there. The read line function or a method using for read individual lines at a time. So this is 3 line operations. And then CSV, Python CSV is a common comma separated values format, is one of the most simple and common way to store a tablet data. To represent a CSV file, it must be saved with the .csv file extensions. If you open the above CSV file using text editor such as Sublime Text, you will see. So whatever you have to use, CSV file is a comma separated values. We already know that it's like rows and columns, like like Excel files. Using in project, you just use import CSV. Import is a keyword, and then CSV for Python files. One of the module for Python files to create a CSV file. So reading CSV file using CSV.read. If you need to read a file in, you need to read your file in CSV. Read your CSV file. we just use csv.reader. That is here import. So the first thing is import csv with open people.csv comma r as file. So this is the with statement. We already know that why we are using in with this statement to here, because we didn't mention any closing statement along with this with the statements. So that's why I'm using with this statement. So people.csv comma or as file, and reader equal to csv.reader. So we just read a csv file. We need to mention csv.reader function. So we need to use csv.reader function to here, and then for row in reader. So for row in reader, so and then print row. So and we know that for loops already, so I didn't explain much more. Then it's reading from the csv file. Name, age, profession Jack 23, Dr. Miller 22, engineer. So these things will be read from csv.reader file. Sorry. So next is a writing CSV files using CSV writer. As it is, if we need to read a file in CSV, we use csv.reader function. If you need to write a thing from CSV file, you need to use csv.writer function. So this is the common common thing. So this everything is a built-in function. CSV writer is a built-in function, CSV reader is a built-in function. We just catch up and then use in our concepts. Same as it is here, import csv with open just file name dot csv, and then what mode you operate in this file, whether it is a read mode or write mode. And then new lines, if you need this is a write file, so I just write everything's in new line. So I just mentioned write equal to, and then writer equal to csv.writer file. So the next part is, if you need to write a file, writing a file, you just using csv.writer function. After that you need to write a rows. Am I right? uh, because it's where we have to fetch in this data, we just mention writer dot write row. So here we just need to mention write row, write row, write row. So how many rows you needed, you just write dot row. Sorry. Okay. We just use write rows. I will show the examples here. Better I will run a real time way. Okay, the next is the exception handling. I just touch up with the exception handling. What is exception handling? An exception is an event or which occurs during the execution of a program that disturb the normal flow of the program or a instructions, or when an error occurs or exception, or we call it in Python, we normally stop or generate an error messages. So better exception is a case. I will tell you the real time way. If you are going in one source to one destination, there is a possibility to stopping the destination. There is a possibility to stopping in a destination. That possibility is exception. So this occur in real-time applications. So these kind of things we have to before avoid. We just using exception handling mechanisms in our applications development. Okay. First, I will explain the one real. Just run the real time way. basic file IDLE .org website. I will just opening already. I was creating a one dummy file. If you okay, fine. I will just creating a new file. New file. The first thing is you just save the file. You need to save the file. Mm, I just save. I just save. Uh, I already received in files in so many times. So I just save index index.py in my desktop. So if you're saving in a files in C, you just use .c. If you are saving in a file in Python, you just use .py. So this is the extension. If you're the extension in Python .py. If you need to saving a file, just mention .py. Because so already I write a code in my text files. I just copy paste and then I just execute to for your reference. The first experiment is, so before that I will tell you the basics accessing file. Already we know that file name, mode, and readable or writable are closed. So these are the things we have to these are the things we need to access in a file. So this is we need to understand first, and then second I will just showing the program index.py, right? So here I just paste it. So the first F open, I just mentioning the file like one dot text. This one dot text is already available in my desktop. So this is that's why I'm mentioning my file path whether it is a, and next I just mentioned the read which mode I need to open the file. So that is I mentioned to here. And then next print statement. So print is a common for we already seen that, right? Print is just print the desktop what we need to print. So it's just showing the content. So print file name is f dot name, mode, and then readable or a writable or closed. After f dot closed, so f dot close this function is whether the file is opened or not. We just it's just showing the file is opened or not. After f dot close, the file is closed, a message will be displayed. I just run it. So just go for run and run module. Or you want to save? Yes, save. After running, yeah, there is an output here. The file name is, I mean, this is the file name. The location will be pressed as a print statement, and the up. Uh, so sorry. Hmm. You see it. The first is a file name f dot name. So this is the first output file name and then which location is presented in this file. it will be presented. And then next is f dot mode. The file mode is w. Sorry, the file mode is w, that is read mode. Next, the file property is readable. Whether it is a readable or writable, the readable function will be present false statement because the file is present in a writing mode. So writing mode, the file is presenting in a writing mode. So that's why it's showing in a false. Next, the file is property is a writable is true. It's showing it's true because it is a writable mode. Then next, the file is closed or not. False. F dot closed. Before close statement, I just print F dot close. It's showing false because this file is currently opening. So it's showing a false statement. After closing statement, just seen here. After closing statement, the file is closed not. It's showing true because the file is closed. So here we need to understand f dot name is showing the the file name. F dot mode is showing the mode of the file. F dot readable showing the file is whether it is a readable mode or a writable mode. And sorry, readable mode or not. F dot writable is showing the file is writable or not. And then f dot closed is showing the file is closed or not. So these are the functions commonly used. So these are the things are basic things in files. And then next is a write mode. So I just if you if you need to uh, I just delete, and then here I just go for copy and write mode program. So we don't have a time to entering one by one. I mean writing one by one. So that's why I'm already developed. I mean writing in a code in text files. So next is here, just save it. Next this one is a writing mode. I am right. So one dot text. I already created a file in the desktop. One dot text in a write mode. So I just write. Already shown. Already I told that write function. If you are using in a write mode, you writing a concepts in this write mode. You just use write functions along with in this w mode. So I just write in a content to here. So you just run module. The file is closed or not true. So if you are you need to go for open one.txt file. It present Arun is a nice guy. So I just close the entire things. So just one.txt is here. One dot because it is a txt file. There is an empty file is already is there. So I just if you for your confirmation I just delete the file, delete the data in this file. So I just save it. There is no data are there in this one.txt. So I just close the file. Again I go for the file and save it, and then again I run the file. Okay, the file is for execution successfully. Then again I go for open the file one dot because the one.txt again I shown to is present here, that is Harmonian nice guy. So so that is in a writer function is working because one.txt is a empty file. You are using write mode. You just write the data is you write the data. It will be present in the write file. Sorry, one.text files because it is a empty file. You using Write function, just write the data. So whatever it is, you need to write the data in this file. You just using write functions. Okay. Next, append mode. We go for append mode and then read mode. So next is the append mode. Just copy and I just paste it. I just remove the content. If you need it, if you need the data in one by one, you just command using triple quotes in Python. If you are using in uh, ash ash symbol, the ash symbol is a single line command. If you are using in triple quotes, like triple quotes is a multi line commands. Sorry. Okay. So next I just append your data. So here you need to listen. F open same location 1.txt comma a. I just mentioned the mode a. So a is the append mode. Append mode in the sense add the data. Append the data is in the previous one. Okay. So write. I just write the content to here, right, using write functions. I just save the data and then run module. So the file will be run successfully, and then again I'm opening the one again I'm go for opening the one.txt file. What will be happened we just shown. Okay, Kirti is a nice girl, so it will be appended because it is a write mode operations. It will be append after, sorry, it will be append after what. Okay, it will be append after the content. Okay, already some few content are presented in this file. After end of the, I mean, after only it will be happen the currently we write in a datas. And then next is a read mode. So the read mode is just copy and then remove, just paste, then just close, save. This is the read mode. Just change the mode only and then functions also. So what you need to read. So 1.txt read mode, I just mentioning the mode is read, and then f dot read. I didn't mention in theoretically I tell you one thing. So there is an a read size also we need to represent. After we shown what is read size. So first this one is a read and then read mode and then read size. We just mentioned in the read mode. And just go for run module. Here they presenting the data in this one.txt file. That is Arun is a nice guy, Geeti is a nice girl. So these are the things is presented in this one.txt file. So if you need to read a file in the read mode, you have just use read mode operations and then read functions for your reading purpose. And then next is a read size. Okay, next is a read size. I just save and then run module. Okay, read size. I just mentioned it. You just listen. I just mentioned read mode in this. I just mentioned read file. So this is the size of the file. So there, this is the size of the file. So it will be representing file 1.txt file. First five text will be present here. That is Arun. There is enough space. White space is also here. So it's taken a one space. So that's why it's taking four elements to present to here. Okay, guys. Remaining things we will. Okay, sorry to this. Remaining portions we will discuss in our next sessions. So thanks for your time. Okay, thank you. We will discuss in next things in our upcoming sessions. Thank you.